Hi, this is Paul from Outerloop Coaching and OuterloopCoaching.com. I'm with you in this video to tell you exactly where you need to book your band's first gigs. I came across something really interesting on the internet just recently, and it kind of blew my mind, and I wanted to share it with you. I thought it was really interesting, and it just goes to show that the best ways to do things are not necessarily new ways to do things. So let's get into it. First, if you're a new band, before you do anything, before you even start thinking about where you're going to be playing your gigs, the first thing you need to do is to get a 30-minute set of music ready. And that music needs to be great. Not good, great. If you've got 30 minutes, get 45. And if you've got 45, get 60. Make sure that this is great stuff, because you will never have, oh, I hate this cliche, you will never have a second chance at a first impression. And in the music business, first impressions are the only impressions. So if you want to play your first gigs under a different band name just to see if people like it or not, that's pretty good strategy. And if you're like, wow, man, people think we suck, because we still kind of do, then that's okay. You can change your band name, put it together as something exactly what you're proud of, all at the same time after you've gotten all of those bad gigs done and over with, and then you can launch and everybody will give you that first impression under the new band name. I highly recommend it. It's, even doing open mic nights, things like that, feel free to do it under a different name until you know and until the audience confirms that you are great. Also, remember, there's no timeline to being great. It's not like it's gonna happen after 3 months, after 6 months, after a year. It may take ages before you're great, but be patient with yourself and work at it every day until you are. Keep on trying. And what else? The other thing I'm going to say on that, remember that you are entertaining people. When you play out live, that is what people will pay to see. Now, your way of entertaining people could be completely different to the way that other bands are entertaining people. You could be like making people soul search. You could be making people cry. You could be making people want to smash things. You could do all sorts of things, but each of those things that you're trying to do, that is entertaining. That is your goal. So remember, as you're putting together your set, that main goal of that set is to entertain the audience, every audience you get in front of them. So make sure it does that. Remember to have fun. All the rehearsals, all of the recordings, all the other stuff that you do, sitting there sending emails and doing stuff on social media, that stuff can suck. But you know what can be fun? It's getting up on stage and playing. Let that at least be the place where you and your bandmates have fun. And make sure everybody in the band's having fun the same way. They find the same way of extracting the fun out of the gig. If some people are like, I just have fun when it's disciplined and we hit every mark and that's the way to do it, but nobody else in the band is like that, well, that's going to be a problem later on. So try to make it so if that's what's fun for everybody, that's what's fun for everybody. And if being completely spontaneous all the time is fun for everybody, make sure it's fun for everybody. So the thing that I came across on the internet that I thought was really amazing, I came across Elvis Presley's first 100 gigs. His first 100 gigs. And you can Google this, look it up, and my numbers might not be exactly right, but what I thought was amazing as I looked through this is Elvis's first 100 gigs were all within about a year, maybe even less. The dude grinded. The dude hit the road hard. But this is the important thing. Elvis did almost 70 gigs in Texas alone. And what was remaining of those last 30 gigs, I think, was Louisiana and Tennessee, and that's like it. He did the first year he did well over 100 gigs, but those first 100 gigs were all in that area. He just kept on going. He played big towns, small towns. If you're not familiar with Texas, I can tell you, there is Austin, San Antonio, Dallas, and Fort Worth. That's pretty much it. Now you can add in some Denton, maybe a College Station, maybe when school's in session. There's really not much else, right? But for Elvis, Elvis played every town, big, small, medium. He figured out how to get gigs, or his people made sure to get gigs in every single town. So wherever you live, wherever you're based out of, focus on those first 100 gigs, grinding it hard in big, medium, and small markets, as in just in what, like a 200-mile radius tops, maybe even like a 100-mile radius from where you're based. You will find people to do it. It's harder in the West, where there is a lot more land and a lot less people, to where it is in, say, the Northeast. But it's possible everywhere. If Elvis can do it in Texas, you can do it wherever you're based out of. So grind your market, big and small towns. And remember that your goal with every single gig is not just to generate new fans. That isn't all that you're trying to do, although that is immensely important. You're also there to find advocates, people who are going to talk you up amongst everybody that they know, everybody that they don't know. So you're looking for people who are just they might be socially connected, or they just have become such big fans that they can't keep their mouths shut about you. Those are the best kinds of people to get. Find a few of them while you're out on the road. And last, make the connections with people who are even tangentially related to the music industry. Develop relationships with those people, because those relationships will benefit you in the future, if not also in the present. Every sound engineer, some of them will stop being sound engineers. Some of them will always be sound engineers. Some of them are going to go on someday to own a record label or be a booking agent. The promoter in your town might be working for William Morris and placing music in video games and advertisements at some point. Just everybody where they are, everybody that you're working with are just huge fans of music and the music industry. And there are enough of those people who will continue to work hard, just the same way that you're working on your career in music. They're working on their career in music, and your destination with your music might be someplace great, and their destinations may be someplace great. And if you can develop the relationships early on, those relationships will benefit you in the future when they get where they're going, and you get where you're going. When the next 100 gigs, the 100 gigs after that, gig 1,500 through 1,600, these are the kind of people who will be there for you. So remember, your first 100 gigs, grind that local market, make new fans, new advocates, and make connections with people who work in all these venues and people that you're working with. Contact local media, anybody that is in the industry, in every market that you go to. Develop those relationships as best you can. I highly, highly recommend this book. The link is right over my head. It's called Tour Smart. It's by Martin Atkins. The man nails it on how to build a touring strategy that's going to work for you. This can work in whatever your genre is, and it's just a brilliant strategy. I highly, highly recommend it. So check out the book, and I will see you in the next video. In the meantime, please like the video, share it, subscribe, hit the little bell so you'll get the next time we post the next video, and be sure to visit me at outerloopcoaching.com. Get my the Mike Mowry's ebook, Music Management Primer. I've also got some other free stuff on the website for you. Feel free to stop by anytime. In the meantime, have a great and productive week, and I will see you next time.